Today, we are outside of the CHSAA building, our state association building here in Colorado. We got granted access to come in and interview the commissioner of CHSAA. In other states, they have different state associations, and we want to make sure that you understand exactly what a state association is and what they do. Come on in and join us. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the AD from the AD Project, and here we are at CHSAA. We're going to talk to Rhonda Blanford Green, our commissioner, about state associations and what they are, what they mean to high school sports. How are you doing, Rhonda?
I am doing great.
Doing great?
Considering
Nice.
our week, I'm absolutely doing great.
So I've been talking to the YouTube followers about state associations and what a state association is. What does that mean to high schools? So talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, we are one of 51 state associations. CHSAA, the Colorado High School Activities Association, was formed in 1921. Basically, we have been formed to oversee, I call us the gatekeepers of competitive equity. Everybody thinks that CHSAA, the A stands for athletics, and we're actually activities. We offer student leadership, we offer speech, and we also offer music.
So it's not just sports.
No, our highest competitive for around the state for kids that participate is in our music programs.
Oh, wow.
And this is our mission, truly, is to get kids engaged. Kids engaged that walk the halls. And so the exciting thing that's happening in 2020 is we're adding boys volleyball, girls wrestling, and unified bowling, which is a combination of students with special needs and able-bodied students coming together to compete for a state championship under CHSAA's umbrella. So our role is the state association is our saying, our mantra is we are an extension of the classroom. We are not instead of education, we are part of that high school experience. It kind of puts a cherry on top to doing what you need to do in the classroom, and then we're gonna complement that.
And what's your team's responsibility? You have a lot of people here who work here. What are their responsibility and roles to serving the high school athlete and the high school kid who's in band and in drama?
We have 15 employees, and 7 of those are actually assistant commissioners. We have an associate commissioner, and then obviously myself. We divide up the different athletics and activities amongst all of us in the office. It's a team atmosphere in this office. So although you might not be in charge of wrestling or you might not be in charge of music, each one of us get assigned to going to those events.
So the NFHS, what part do they play with state associations?
So the NFHS is the National Federation of High School. It's a governing body that kind of connects all of the 51 states in a way where they bring us together for meetings. They set up a lot of professional development opportunities for us. They oversee kind of our different meetings, educational meetings, but they really are they don't set standards. They are a rule-making organization, so you know how many events you can run in track. You know how many things what you can do in football, rule changes. They're really an organization that provides the structuring around rule changes and create the publications. But really, the state associations and our sections, we all provide them with personnel from our states to put together those think tanks that then allows them to move forward. So they don't initiate rules. It's really done in a collaborative setting, but they are kind of an oversight body. So when you have legislators trying to put together bills that would impact all of us, right? In Washington, they're kind of our voice, to take that collective voice whenever we're dealing with governing bodies for Olympic committees and things like that, Special Olympics. They're kind of the face of high school athletics and activities, not making us do anything, but kind of taking all of what we're trying to do and kind of being that voice for us in a lot of diverse audience levels. Okay,
so let's talk about the bylaws that we have. You know, there's each state, I'm assuming, has their own set of bylaws. How are our bylaws made? How do they come about?
I think we're considered out of the 51 states to be the most liberal, right? We allow homeschoolers to participate if they just register, right? We don't say you have to be in the classroom. And this is what I love about our state. is that we are adjusting to the evolving way that our kids are learning.
Okay.
And if we try to dig our heels in on rules and regulations that were, I already said, we've been around since 1921. Education doesn't look like it did in 1921. Right. So athletics and activities should not look that way, right? What I love about our state is we understand that kids learn in different ways. And if we're about complementing that without relaxing the competitive equity pieces of it or having kids choose to just do athletics over academics, we are doing our mission. And so we're considered to be pretty liberal in terms of open enrollment and distance learning and online learning, and it still allow our kids to participate.
Right.
So in comparison, having worked in the Nebraska office, having worked in the Louisiana office, I feel like our bylaws are embracing, again, of that dynamic of change in the educational world. But I do believe that we need, and what I feel like we're doing as a membership now, is tightening up some of those things that we've just said, well, this is the way we've always done it, or this is the way that we have said it for 20 years. And then when a parent says, well, what page is that on? We can't go to that page. And so for me, in my time period and how I would like to operate is if it's not in writing, I don't want to sell the call. There are certain questions that have been asked every single year and they haven't been in writing, and I feel like we're moving towards that so we can support our ADs and the new principals and superintendents that are trying to be on board with CHSAA.
Tell us a little bit about how those bylaws are created, though. So, because I know that we have committees,
yes,
you know, and so I don't want parents thinking like it's all your fault, you know. We all vote on these things, right? These are things that come together, and all the athletic directors and all the CHSAA members, we all come together and have big, large meetings and discuss in detail each and every one of these bylaws and what we feel is going to be right, fair, and equitable for all of our kids.
Everybody thinks that the rules we make at CHSAA are about kids. And sometimes the rules or the regulations or the proposals we put in place is about supporting our athletic directors and the jobs that they need to do.
That's true.
It's about supporting, so it's about a bigger picture of the educationally based space, right? We want to make sure there's a collaborative discussion around ways to do our jobs better, to serve our membership better, and to provide a better high school experience for our kids, right? Our job is to implement and to go with what the majority believe is the best direction. And if that's not the case, we have the next year to try to rewrite that bylaw or show why it didn't work or why it does work for a percentage of naysayers that say, we can never do this. One thing I'm going to tell you about the people in your and my space is they can make anything happen.
Yeah, and they do.
These people
are
dedicated to kids. They're dedicated to the high school experience. And as much as the naysayers say that can't happen, y'all rise to the occasion every single time there's an opportunity to raise our bar for kids. So I don't worry about the things that other people do.
AD Project, make sure you like, you subscribe, enjoy it, love it. We'll see you next time.
See you later.